I'm excited to be here today with Jessica Merritt and her husband Corey, the founders of Special Liberty Project, which is a nonprofit organization based in Franklin, North Carolina. We are up on Onion Mountain at their farm today. Hi, Jessica.
Hi,
It's good to see you.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, so what is the Special Liberty Project?
The Special Liberty Project is a nonprofit organization that my husband and I founded almost 10 years ago now, and we serve healing veterans and their families and Gold Star families who are families of America's fallen military heroes. And we provide healing, outdoor, nature-based opportunities for them to connect not only with each other, but themselves and this beautiful nature that we have surrounding us.
Yeah, the setting here is really incredible.
Yeah, we have almost 30 acres that borders Nantahala National Forest.
And what was the idea behind starting this organization?
So we started off as a combat wounded veteran service organization where we would take veterans on outdoor adventures. And when my husband Corey was still active duty, he deployed that very first year we started the organization. And I woke up in the middle of the night thinking, oh my gosh, if my kids need something more in their life than what I can provide as a mom just while he's deployed for a few months, what about these Gold Star kids who are never going to have a father again? So I started a program that matched up Gold Star kids with the veterans that we were serving as a mentorship program. And during that program, I always did something a little special for the widows while their kids were off doing something very proactive and productive with their veteran mentor. We'd build little terrariums in the park or something like that. And there was just so much connection and camaraderie happening at that table. I knew that it needed to be bigger. So we started hosting weekend retreats for Gold Star widows, and that they were profoundly healing for them, just to being able to get out in nature and have that connection, and sharing resources and all of the beautiful things that happen when you are able to get together with somebody else who's walked a similar path with you. We had about 80% of the families that we were serving, the Gold Star families, were a loss by PTSD suicide. So I decided to host a retreat exclusively for military widows who lost their husbands to PTSD suicide, and that changed my life forever. There was just so much judgment and shame, and they didn't have that when they were with each other. So they sometimes shared stories that they'd been holding back for 10 years, and the ability to just release that was so profound.
Wow. So tell me about Corey and his service and what branch he was in.
And he is a 21-year Navy veteran, search and rescue, flew in HS-60 helicopters, and he deployed 9 times in his career.
Wow.
And had a couple very close calls. Once was a helicopter crash, and I'm just so profoundly thankful that he came home.
Yeah. And tell me about a typical retreat. What does that look like? I know we have 5 mini cabins out here on the property. Yeah. We've got some animals on the farm.
We do. So really the whole purpose of the retreats is to bring people together who've experienced a similar traumatic experience or loss in nature where the healing's possible.
Okay.
So with the glamping tents, we want them to be as closely immersed in nature as possible, but still very comfortable, right? They've got cozy electric blankets on the beds. They've got a place where they can charge their phone at night. Yeah, we go hiking. All of our meals are provided. They're all cooked here on site, very nutrient-dense food. We offer as many different workshops as possible because you never know what will spark an interest with somebody.
Sure.
Still to this day, one of my favorite workshops that we did was a visit to an alpaca farm. And the ladies learned how to harvest the fiber and clean the fiber and spin the fiber. And then they were given the tools and education on how to knit. Okay. And so this 8 years later, I get texts from one of the ladies saying, look at this beautiful scarf I made. It was a really stressful week, because that's her go-to now. That's her mindful activity. That's so wonderful. we do something physical in nature every single day, whether that's outdoor yoga, hiking. We do a lot of equine-assisted learning with our horses. We call them our healing herd of horses because they are just such magical creatures.
Yes, and Buddy is behind me.
Yes.
And he's a 32-year-old mini donkey.
Buddy the mini donkey.
Yeah.
He is everybody's buddy.
I'm a veteran. I come from a long line of family members who are also veterans. My husband was in the Army, and his brother was in the Air Force, Marine Corps. His father was in the Air Force. I read something somewhere that 14% of people in Franklin are actually veterans.
We do.
And so we don't just do these for Gold Star widows or children. There's also some things in the community that we do to connect with just veterans, right? Like
Yes.
there's day trips and day
Yes.
hikes and things like that too,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. We've done a really incredible job at building a supportive community of veteran families here in Macon County, where we get together once a month and all the veterans go on a hike together, just talking about whatever they need to, or sometimes not talking at all, just knowing that you're walking the path with somebody who understands you.
Yeah.
We do equine-assisted learning events exclusively for veteran spouses. I knew that if I was struggling figuring out trying how to support a veteran in transition there, since we have 14% veterans here in Macon County, there was other veteran spouses out there who were also walking the same path as me. So we partnered with our horses, and they show us how to better communicate non-verbally, how to set boundaries, all of the good things, and sometimes just relax, just to take a breath.
Yeah.
And then we also have our mini acts of kindness program that my daughter Charlie developed a few years ago, where she takes our mini healing herd of horses out to assisted living facilities and VA centers to visit veterans who are unable to make it out to the farm.
It's a lot of good stuff. Well, this has just been a great joy. So good to see you,
Yes,
Jessica.
thank you
so
so much.